Good morning, classes. My name is Mr. Ratbag. Management have asked me to come in and help you put the team back into the fortress. Put the Sandman away, Scout. Thank you.
Piece of crap!
Just watch the video. There'll be a test at the end. Not paid enough for this, I swear to God, all these bloody classes. I'm gonna ruin them all.
Manco, we sell products and get in fights, and we've been successfully doing so for the last 18 years.
But it hasn't always been sunshine and rain blowers. We've survived the economy crashing and a full-on plague of robots. But now we face our gravest threat: rudeness. Every society has unwritten rules to help us all get along, and TF2 is no different. Whether you've just joined our ranks or a seasoned veteran, these apply just the same. So let's start simple. Taunting. Taunting after a kill is fine as a bit of friendly ribbing between enemies, but remember night. Never ignore guys who taunt. You see that? That guy just killed your teammate. And he taunted! Will you let their hubris go unpunished? Dash them upon the ground! Dishonor them with a taunt of your own! Any enemy that taunts your teammates must die. Unless, of course, they're performing a taunt kill. Taunt kills are special. They take time, positioning, and effort to achieve. An enemy or teammate, you must let them finish.
Yeah!
If it's your teammate, don't steal the kill from them. They worked hard for it. If it's an enemy, watch them perform the kill, and then you have the choice to kill them or let them go. I'd let them go, but as long as you let them finish the taunt, you've been polite enough. Rock, paper, scissors is an extended form of taunt kill because every time you play it, someone must die. If you play it with a teammate, the loser must killbind. If you play it with an enemy, only the winner may killbind. The loser must accept their loss with dignity. If you're fighting an enemy and they start the rock, paper, scissors taunt, they've accepted their defeat in battle, and it's up to you if you give them the chance to live. Normally, you shouldn't kill a surrendering enemy, but the difference with rock, paper, scissors is that they can still kill you with it, and you're not required to take that chance. The only other taunting situation worth considering is a dance party. If the British and Germans can pause a world war for a game of football, you can dance with a phlogisinator pyro. Group taunts outside of setup time are rare, but a beautiful display of community when you do see them. There is only one situation where it is acceptable to kill lots of people doing a group taunt, and that is if you don't have the Party Crasher achievement. Otherwise, you must wait for someone else to ruin it, as they inevitably do. Or bait the enemy out of their dance by air blasting them, doing chip damage, or performing the patented Manco war dance. And now, a word from HR. HR, or heavy relations, are key to being a proper gentleman. Here comes a young scout.
Eat my gut! Play ball!
Whoa there, Scout! You weren't about to attack that poor helpless heavy, were you?
Yeah!
But look at the little guy. And look, he's offered you his sandwich. After all, what's the worst that can happen? Oh God, Scout, run quick! Friendlies are one of the things that make playing TF2 special. You can be in the middle of an intense battle for the midpoint, turn the corner, and oh, it's a box trot train. Technically, they are the enemy, but formally they are surrendering, and under the Geneva Convention, you cannot kill a surrendering enemy. But if your finger slips and you do, there's only one way to make sure no one finds out. You don't necessarily have to be taunting to be friendly. Holding your melee out and crouching is the mercenary equivalent of showing your belly. If you're in a fight with someone and they do this, they're asking for mercy and to be friends. If you do the same, then it shows that you're reciprocating. There's only one way you can politely kill a friendly enemy, and that is by employing the war dance. Smacking your melee weapon on the ground, moving backwards and forwards whilst waving your weapon in a menacing way, and using your battle cry. If the enemy reciprocates, then your duel has been accepted, and it is highly dishonorable for anyone else to interrupt. There are various forms of accepted friendlies, the sandwich hoovie and spy crab being two classic examples. Killing a friendly is bad, but what is worse is killing as a friendly. Fake surrenders are also against the Geneva Convention, but worse, they breed mistrust. We can only expect others to follow the friendly code if we all trust each other, and the more we break that trust, the weaker our bonds become. Being friendly is a luxury for good times. Read the room, don't go spy crabbing if everyone else is trying their hardest to win. The best moments of friendlies are spontaneous, a surprise in the heat of battle to make you laugh, and remember not to take this too seriously. Bear in mind that killing a friendly, whilst not very nice, is still a minor etiquette faux pas compared to the others in this list. But there is no lower scum than the fake friendly. You're here to do a job, and Manco wants you to focus on it as much as possible. Get on that payload, take those control points, and do your best to win for your team. There are two exceptions to this rule. Capture the flag and Hightower. We need their intelligence briefcase, but only the first 2 times. For the 3rd time, you can pick up their intelligence and bring it back to your base, but do not capture it. Instead, take it back to their base and leave it in their intel room like a horsehead in their bed. You could win.
Oh, this ain't good.
You choose not
Hey,
to.
hey, other team! How'd that taste? Like crab?
Hightower is a great map to just have fun on, and no one wants the round to end. The question is, should you push the payload? And it may be controversial, but I say...
Yes!
But you see that asterisk? It's not actually an asterisk, it's me. You can push the Hightower payload, yes, but only up to a certain point. Having the cart as an objective gives players something to fight around, and this slope here is a great place for NGs to nest and have fun fights in. However, once it gets here, you pretty much stop. You can start to cap it if you think the enemy team are being a bit slow, because once that alarm sounds, it's like kicking a hornet's nest.
Tweet!
You may be wondering why we have these rules. We've set you an objective, why shouldn't you do it? Well, it's because we want as many of those rascally reds or bloody blues dead, but we don't have the option to send you on death matches. In the field, we'd all rather just be fighting, but other than custom servers, our best option is to prolong the game infinitely. You're not just employed by Manco because we know where your family live. You're here to have fun, and sometimes that means pulling your punches. If your team is stomping the enemy team, as often happens in casual, then normally you'd want to scramble, but Manco prefer their employees poached and the option was removed. So instead, play something wacky. Be a holiday punch heavy, go cleaner's carbine bushwhacker sniper. When was the last time you got a kill with the sharpened volcano fragment? There's no point in playing your most meta loadout against a weaker team, and changing to a wacky loadout will result in one of two things. Either it will still be a stomp and you'll have a more interesting match with your fun loadout, or the enemy team will recover from the space you've given them and the teams will be more equal, in which case you have the choice to stay wacky or go back to your meta loadout. As my grandpa always said, A room full of sweats makes everyone stink.
Thanks for that one, Grandpa.
Yeah. New employees can often be identified by their characteristic hat choice. If you can see someone is new, don't go all out on them. Try and do something fancy. Melee kill them. Go for that trick stab. 360 before you shoot.
Enemy spotted.
Either they'll learn from being killed in a new way and you'll have a funner fight, or they'll kill you and they'll feel good about it. We want new players to stick around, and they're not going to if they get destroyed every match. Frankly, at Manco, we're running out of our best weapons. Everyone wants a Power Jack or a Tommy Slav. We want to encourage people to use the wackier choices, so when you see that heavy running at you with the eviction notice out, don't keep your distance and shoot him with rockets. Yes, that's tactically sound. Yes, you'll win the fight. Is that all that matters, though? Winning? And they're going out of their way to use an objectively worse weapon. Why not have a fun melee fight with them? Encourage their silly behavior.
This is bad.
Here's how the rules work. Any class with an advantage over you in melee, you can attack normally. This includes Demo Knights, Spies, Snipers with Girati, any class with a medic, and any situation in which you feel genuinely threatened. 3 heavies bearing down upon you, you use whatever you have to get out alive. Otherwise, if you see a soldier using the regular shovel, a pyro with the fire axe, a little heavy with the warrior spirit, looky little baby, give them a chance. Use your melee.
Tweet, tweet, tweet.
It's hard to say not to spawn camp, because it's a good way of distracting the enemy and can offer some guaranteed kills, so instead I say we treat spawn camping like a night with your mother. Everyone gets one.
And I've been shagging your mother.
Teleporter camping is always allowed as it's easy to avoid. If there's danger at the teleporter, tell your team. Engineers, remember to rotate your teleporter so its back is to the wall to prevent spies from camping it. Much like a bra needs a boob to have meaning, a boob needs a bra to give support. The medic and engineer are the cups, and we are all boobs. Medic sucks to play. Protect them with your life, or there won't be any left.
What's up, doctor?
If you're being healed, don't take medkits. Then it'll be available for the medic, and you'll build uber faster because they'll be the only thing healing you. Same goes for not taking metal when you're around engineers.
That just ain't right.
Instead, spam dispenser requests at them, like a civilized person. Time for some manconomics! Increasing the level of a teleporter decreases its recharge time. On most maps, upgrading a teleporter will take between 20 to 30 seconds, depending on if the engineer's using the Eureka effect, if you're using the jag, and the distance between the resupply cabinet and the exit door. Let's say it took you 30 seconds to upgrade a teleporter to level 3. That's 7 seconds less recharge time, which means only 5 people need to take the teleporter in order for your team to profit from the time you spent upgrading it. Also, wait for someone to use the teleporter before you upgrade it, because then it recharges instantly, and that's just more money in the bank. Furthermore, oh, you hear that buzzer? That means it's the quick fire round! You don't have to killbind if someone else does, but if 3 or more people do it in your proximity, it is a capital punishment not to follow suit. The gunslinger's a pain in the arse and I hate it, but it's only rude to use it on maps like Hightower and Harvest, where people like to rocket jump, because it just gets in the way. If the enemy tell you someone on your team is cheating, don't automatically kick them. Work out if they actually are a cheater. Read the chat, spectate them. 90% of the time they will actually be cheating, but sometimes people get salty if someone plays well, so be aware of these fringe cases. Take this for example. This QQQ guy was complaining someone on my team was cheating, but I spectated them and it didn't look like they were, so I went cloak and dagger spy and went to watch him. Then he gets killed a couple times, gets salty, and complains about me watching him in my cloak and dagger. Cheaters have the mental capacity of a potato clock. Don't play spy or sniper if you have 2 or more on your team. However, if there are 4 or more of any class on your team, then you should also play that class.
You know what this team could use? 5 more snipers.
In any situation, if you're unsure of what to do, remember the golden rule and you can't go wrong. If it's funny to others, do it. The one who wins isn't he that laughs last, it's he that makes the laughs last. And finally, the last and most important rule. Never... Gah! Damn it, Scout, I said no Sandman!
I'll make it look easy.
Well, that can be everyone's homework. What do you think the most important unwritten rule of TF2 is? I expect it on my desk by 9 PM Friday, or all of you will be sent to Dust Bowl till the heavy update.
Preposterous.
Yes, spy, that is a life sentence. Ha! Would you look at the time? Watch and learn!